Welcome to 180, where we'll be talking about teaching your kids about fasting. Now, fasting is kind of tricky, so we want to look for a definition kind of start with. Fasting is, according to the Bible, voluntarily reduce or eliminate your intake of food for a specific time and purpose. So you tell your kid, that's where you start off, and you say, okay, we're eliminating something for a specific time and purpose, and back then it was food, okay? So why would you do that? Well, there's a few reasons. Number one, if we eliminate that time, we want to replace that and spend that time with God. Most of the time, that is through prayer or talking to God, okay? And so they might say, well, why would you do that? Well, because when we fast, God listens. You can use Ezra 8:23 to tell him this. It says, so we fasted and prayed about these concerns, and he listened. But that's not the only example. You can tell him, hey, look up these stories about when people fasted. You got Moses, before he got the 10 Commandments, he fasted. You got Daniel, who needed some guidance. These references are going to be down below because I'm going fast, but you can cover this later. Also, after Daniel, we've got Jesus, before he was tempted in the wilderness. He went for 40 days and 40 nights before Satan was tempting him with all kinds of things because he knew he needed that extra time with God. And then also the church needed to make some decisions. In Acts chapter 12, we see how they actually did that as a church body. And that's something that our church is doing right now, which is kind of the inspiration for this video. So when we fast, you got to explain to your kids, it's not because we know we're going to get an answer. And it's not to do so we can tell everybody, hey, we're fasting. The Bible tells us it's something that we really do in private. We don't want people to know about it. Now, obviously, we're fasting as a church for a reason. That's a little different, and that's a different kind of fast. But in general, I think one great thing you have to understand about fasting then and fasting now is back then fasting was all revolved around a meal. And when I went to Africa, we had an authentic meal at someone's house. And what I realized then was the meal took a long time to prepare, then you would eat, and then it took a little bit of time to get everything cleaned up. So meals were a big, big part of the day. So if you told your kid to fast through a meal of Chick-fil-A, they'd be like, big whoop, 10 minutes. We go through the drive-thru, we get it, we eat it, we're done by the time we're home. That's probably not the time frame God would want from us. He probably wants a little more than that. So for kids, we might want to think about maybe a media fast. You can use different things. Remember the definition, go back. It's eliminate your intake of something for a specific purpose. Maybe it's eliminating their device for that afternoon. Maybe it's eliminating a TV show that they watch. So for kids, a great one to fast from might be screen time. So be challenged about what you're going to fast from. Remember, during that, we want to spend more time with God through prayer and talking to Him. Good luck.